What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. A link will be in the description box below as usual. PayPal link there also. They asked me to put it up, so I'll put it up. Thanks everybody for supporting. But this video is entitled A Generation of Coddled Males. I had some coworkers talk about, how their sons grew up to be grown men and they still are trying to teach them how to be grown. This crosses all racial lines because my coworkers have pretty much covered every ethnic group and religion. And this was the mothers that were talking. And I was going to talk about this anyways, but here's the thing. What winds up happening is, some of the young girls that I know and I've known for a while, they would complain about the guys in their age group. Just like when I was younger, girls would complain about guys in my age group, about them not necessarily being men per se, and not being able to conduct themselves like men or think like men or handle situations like men. And that's because they were coddled. And this goes back to parenting, where to a degree, a lot of these mothers are crippling their sons by not telling them the truth about life and the realities. But to a degree, some of them are preparing their daughters better than their sons, and sometimes they're not preparing either child, and you just got to figure it out and fend for yourself. But I was out my niece's sweet 16, and her dad was talking to the younger guys. They're like, look, pick up, I ain't trying to see your drawers, pick up your pants. And I thought about it because I was in the mall maybe about 2 days prior to that, and there was this young cat sagging with skinny jeans on, flip-flops, skinny shirt, hella skinny regardless, walking around with a gallon of juice. And I'm like, who the hell, where your parents had to let you just run around like this? Because see, some people trying to be quote unquote hood so bad that they're not even in the hood, but they want to act it, but they not really down for the situations that go down in the hood. You just want to look the part. Like, that's a problem. And a guy like that, young man like that, he gonna be coddled to the point where he gonna be a grown man trying to be fashionable and try to look cool, but don't realize he's an idiot. And I think about this because when I was in college, I picked up on a lot of things fast, like the credit card system. Oh, they want you to get a credit card, get an interest rate of 27%. You gonna get the card. I'm free. I'm grown. You gonna max that sucker out. You gonna be paying on it all for about the next 10 years. Cause when you graduate, you still gonna be paying on it, and you got student loan debt, and your credit might be shot because you a college student. You don't have an income to keep paying your damn credit card bill like that. Coddled. When it comes to the decision making of numerous brothers, we've had these conversations over the years. Cats want to have these super fly cars in apartment complexes. All the girls love it. Yeah, I'm sure they do love riding in your luxury car, but dude, your luxury car shouldn't be worth more than where you live. I mean, that's just common sense. But teaching these guys to be fashionable is problematic. And sometimes, it gets aggravating. Sometimes I talk to cats. I used to talk to cats. I don't talk to cats that much no more because I'm like, man, certain things you should know by now. Certain things, you should have tried in life, whether you succeeded or failed, and learned a lesson. And that's not happening. That's not happening. And to the point where people are coddled so much, and what I'm talking about men particularly, that brothers think if they get a number or they have some sex, it excuses the fact that they're not conducting themselves properly in life. And that's really not true. remember a young lady, one of my friends, she's a hygienist, and she said, this guy was trying to talk to her on her job, but she saw the guy come in with his mom, and she had to fill out all of his insurance paperwork because he didn't know how to do it. And he was like 27 at the time. I think at 27, we're not even gonna get into that. And the reason I say that is because my coworkers were saying the same thing. They was teaching their sons how to fill out credit card applications and how to handle credit and how to fill out their own health care. And this is across the board, like every racial, every group. And I'm sitting there like, man, they're coddled men. And then you got these girls, quote unquote, looking for a man or looking for a husband. And they got the issue of they looking for a man, and they're looking for men. And they got guys their age that's supposed to be men, but they're not conducting themselves like men. They don't know what to do. They're looking incompetent. And really, their guy got sabotaged by their parents. At some point, you're going to have to sink or swim, even if your parents don't tell you the best, are not good at preparing you for adulthood. At some point, you got to fend for yourself. And you're hearing too many stories, and I'm seeing too many stories of people who don't know how to fend for themselves. And for some of y'all who don't understand what I mean is, I remember when I was in college and some of my friends was in the military. There was this thing where all the young guys were happy that they were finally grown and out on their own, but they were kind of terrified if they was going to make it or not. They always wanted to kind of lean back and go back to the family. They wanted to say they was grown, but still want to act like a kid. And that's a no-go. So what wound up happening was, they were forced to actually sink or swim. And nowadays you get people, whether they're from poverty or upper class, and I've heard it too many times where cats would be like, well, if I got to go out there, I might go to the streets. Everybody uses that excuse, and their parents, sometimes buckle like, well, I don't want my baby in the streets doing crime. First of all, if that's their only choice and their only option, let them go. If they get killed because they ain't built for that life anyways, that is not a way to go. That means you don't have a plan. The other thing about coddled is not having a direction of where we want to go with our lives. People want to do a lot of things, but without a plan. It's not just gonna happen, bro. You're not just gonna wake up one day and just be rich. No, you're gonna have to put in some type of work and be consistent and work the days you don't want to work, and work when you're tired, and work when when you rather be doing something else. Like one of the major parts about a lot of cats being coddled is work ethic has become coddled to the point where people actually feel like they deserve something for nothing. It don't work like that. You're gonna have to put in some effort and put in some work just to get the ball rolling, and you're gonna have to get better at working and more efficient at working and more intelligent at being able to work with multiple in multiple avenues in the same amount of time as you become proficient at whatever you do. You're going to have to keep building on work that you've already done. And a lot of these cats are coddled because you're above reproach in working. You can't act like a girl. You can't act like a woman. You can't, there is no man that's going to come and sweep you up off your feet and pay for your life and your lifestyle. Yeah, what you doing? And I feel for you cats, because your parents sabotage you, mom sabotage you. You can't protect these guys from the world by making them unfit to handle themselves as men when they look like men, when they're the age of men. Men ain't finna have that. Grown men are not finna baby your child who's a grown man like you baby your child who's a grown man when it's time to do stuff. that's not finna happen. And then you get, you know, I've seen people, you know, quit, you know, quit because they felt like they was above working, and then turn right around and say, you know what, can I work? I mean, I didn't realize nobody got time for you to be indecisive and making those type of stupid mistakes. You know, same thing that happens when taking care of responsibilities when kids have a kid. A lot of you coddle cats out there, your parents taking care of your kid not because they love you, because they know they crippled you by making you a sucker and lazy. So now they don't want their grandbaby to suffer because they're bad parents, and you know, not manning up and even and taking it on the chin and being able to work under those circumstances. But it's just what I think about it, man. Like, share, and subscribe. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.